Bruh, how is it that Bryan Danielson hasn't had a bad match this whole entire year?
Short answer, being vegan just makes you better than most people.
Bingo.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, leave some comments in the comment section. I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this video. And the main idea of this video is I'm thinking about doing like a three-part series, this being part one, because you know it's the end of the year. And normally around this time, people really highlight the best moments, some of their favorite moments and all that. So I figured I'd do a three-part mini-series, not really a mini-series, but a three-part series, starting off with this video. And pretty much the main idea of the video is how 2021 really has been Bryan Danielson's year. I mean, if you really think about it, like you see a lot of debates on social media, a lot of like on Twitter and Facebook about who's the male wrestler of the year, and in my opinion, it's Bryan Danielson. Now, as far as female wrestler of the year, I'm gonna give it to Bianca Belair, but that's another video for another day. But as far as the from the male side of things goes, as far as wrestling goes, you gotta give it to Bryan Danielson, man. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, bruh has been having banger after banger after banger, and if you really think about it, Daniel Bryan at the time, he main evented at WrestleMania. Like, he was one of the main events of WrestleMania this year, and as wrestling for the Universal Championship. And then he went on to wrestle Kenny Omega for the AEW Championship in the same year. I mean, come on. Why would you not want to have Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Danielson, Bryan Danielson, whatever the dude's name is, whatever you want to call him, whatever you feel comfortable naming him, and 2021 really has been the year of the American Dragon, right? Where he main evented WrestleMania going up against Edge and Roman Reigns, and they had a fire match at WrestleMania. Bryan Danielson lost, the Tribal Chief won, but the match itself was just insane. It was fire. And even though Bryan Danielson said that something felt off, like he felt like a disconnect or whatever it is he said, like he felt like he wasn't really feeling it, you couldn't really tell by the action that went on in the ring. I mean, a lot of people consider this the match of the year, like early, you know. And then later in the year, Bryan Danielson went on to have a match against Roman Reigns, which would be his last match in WWE. I mean, they wrestled once again for the Universal Championship, and the stipulation was that if Bryan Danielson won, he'll be Universal Champion. But if he lost, which he did, he will be banished from SmackDown. He will no longer be able to wrestle on SmackDown. And at the time, people weren't really saying that he was gonna, you know, go to AEW. People were thinking, okay, he's either gonna go to either Raw, or some people were even speculating that he'll go to NXT and have great matches there. And of course, that wasn't the case. His contract expired. And of course, he'll later go on to AEW and have one of the most surprising debuts of the year, along with Adam Cole and of course CM Punk. But the fact that you're seeing Bryan Danielson in an AEW ring, you know, standing across the ring from the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Adam Cole and all these guys, standing in the same ring with the Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, like, it was crazy. Like, you really never thought that a moment like this would happen.
I am a wrestler. I took wrestling wherever I went. I said wrestling when I wasn't supposed to say wrestling. And now I am here to goddamn wrestle.
And that's what the man has done. Like, his first match was against Kenny Omega. Like, they went on to wrestle a 30-minute classic. The match didn't have a winner or a loser. It went on to a draw. And it had some people that were upset about it. I mean, I understood why, because you can't have Bryan Danielson lose his first match against Kenny Omega. But then Kenny Omega's the champion, and he's going into his feud with, I think he was going up against Christian at the time, and you really couldn't have him take another loss, because I think at that time he already lost the Impact Championship to Christian, so you couldn't have him really lose too much like that, and still have him be like a credible champion or whatever. So he went on to wrestle Kenny Omega. He had a really good match against Nick Jackson that doesn't really get a lot of love, because I guess people didn't really see it as a 5-star match. I saw it as a really good match, but it doesn't really get the props it deserves. He also wrestled Minoru Suzuki, Eddie Kingston. He went on to become the #1 contender for the AEW Championship, which led to his heel turn, because he was thinking that he was going to end up wrestling Kenny Omega again for the championship, but instead he's wrestling Adam Page. And that, to us the fans, that's good. But Bryan Danielson was like, well, I was expecting to wrestle Kenny Omega. That's who I want to wrestle. I don't want to wrestle you. And this, of course, led to his heel turn. And this has been like one of the best runs I've seen Bryan Danielson have, as far as being a heel, since his run as being the Planet Champion. And the main thing is, you really see him enjoying himself. He's out there having a blast, even though he's a bad guy. And I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but whenever he comes out, the entrance, he never comes out the heel tunnel. He always comes out the face tunnel. But he's like a huge heel, like he's this massive prick. You know what I'm saying? Like this massive vegan asshole. But he always comes out the face tunnel, because I think he doesn't really see himself as the heel. He doesn't see himself as the bad guy. He sees himself as the man who just wants to wrestle and kick people's heads in, you know. But he ran through the entire Dark Order, which led to the match that just happened this past week on Winter's Coming, which was a classic, a banger. Going into it, a lot of people didn't really know who was going to win and who was going to lose. Another thing nobody really expected was this match to go on for a whole hour. Like this match was a 60-minute classic, and it went on to another draw. And you had a lot of people who were upset about that as well, because people really wanted a winner. You heard people chanting during the match 5 more minutes. People were booing because they wanted to see someone win. They wanted to see either Hangman win or Bryan Danielson win. I think this is most likely going to lead to another rematch between the two. But the match was a classic. I mean, you've got to be really hard pressed to find someone that didn't enjoy the match for whatever reason, whatever. I'm saying all that just to say that you have a lot of wrestlers out there who you can make the claim for as being like the wrestler of the year. You have Edge, who's been having like banger matches. Roman Reigns has just been the best thing in all of wrestling. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it until I turn blue in the face. But as far in my opinion, is the wrestler of the year, the MVP of 2021, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, however you want to say his name, the American Dragon. 2021, in my opinion, has definitely been the year of the Dragon, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. But that's just my opinion, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Who do you think it has been the MVP of 2021? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, subscribe. You guys take care. Be easy. I'm out. Peace.